Here we go. All right, excellent. We're live. Let me bring my mic over there. This was invented by a friend of mine, microphone. So it was terrible. Guys, we've been annoying poor Ashley for a while. We're sitting down with Ashley Watson, so Great Britain, Olympian,
Yep.
bobsleigh, bloody brilliant for the Jamaican team. And we say also powerlifter, national champion, and all-round.
Good-looking guy.
Well, there we go.
You said it first.
I said it. Yeah, absolutely. No, Simon said it, actually. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, off camera, Mr. Simon Bretsky. All right. Ash, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Cool. Yep. So have you lifted today?
No, I lifted on Wednesday morning.
Brilliant.
Wednesday morning, yeah.
You going classic or equipped?
Classic.
Right.
And then under 105s.
Okay.
Yeah.
What? How? What? All right, you're very lean then, clearly. All right, 100%. So give us a little bit of a background as to who you are. Who is Ashley?
So who is Ashley? So Ashley is he's an athlete who's gone from sport to sport a lot.
Right.
And always had, since a young age, had a dream. Just a dream was at the start. I want to be an international athlete. And that's what it was, with a long-term goal. Like a goal of, I probably won't get this, but I'm still going to try being an Olympian.
Yeah.
So I first started playing, in the UK call it football. I don't know if you call it soccer here, but football.
Do we call it soccer, Simon? Soccer or football? Soccer.
Yeah.
Soccer. Yeah.
Well,
Footy.
Football. Yeah. Evil.
Yeah.
And I was having fun with that. And then
Who do you support in the Premier?
Manchester United.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah.
And in the European thing?
I'm from a place called Peterborough in the UK, so I call myself a Manchester United fan and a Peterborough United supporter because I go to see Peterborough United play more.
Okay.
But my dad supported United, so you just follow your dad's footsteps, don't you?
Absolutely. If you want to eat, yes.
Yeah, for that, yes. Right. And I was doing good with that. I got to academy level. Ended up doing a bit of stuff with Norwich City.
Okay.
Football club.
Cool.
And I actually started doing athletics to get faster for football.
Right.
I ended up being a striker. I played every position. Literally started in goal, went defender, midfielder, then I ended up striker. And then my first season being a striker, I scored 52 goals. So
wow.
I was like,
okay.
And like my speed was one of the killers. Like one of my things people can keep up with, my just physical strength and everything. So I started athletics to get even faster because I thought that'd be great, right?
Right.
And it turns out I was pretty good at athletics, and I didn't reach a kind of pro contract level for football, so I thought, let's go to athletics then.
Yeah.
And then next thing I know, I was in like the national champs for that. I was county champion multiple times in 100 and 200 metres. Like Eastern County champion 60 metres.
Right.
So I was doing all right.
Okay, we said your 100 metres was 10...
My fastest was 10:80. I only got under 11 seconds once though. That was the only time.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember that race.
Right.
It just everything went right. I came out the blocks. It felt like I was floating. Came out dry phase. Oh, where's everyone? This is great. Just relax.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
great
you're
time.
done. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I just couldn't get it again. But I was having fun with my athletics. And then one day I was in sixth form, so just before going to university.
Right.
And I was on Facebook and I saw somebody I used to compete against. He never beat me, by the way.
Okay.
Sorry, Jordan Smalling.
Yeah. So how do you spell the name? It's Jordan?
Jordan Smalling.
Okay, thank you, Jordan.
I hope he doesn't see this now.
Yeah. We'll make sure he does.
But he's still fast. He's still fast.
Yeah.
And he put in his Facebook, just made it through the first round of the bobsleigh trials. I was like, what? Bobsleigh? What are you talking about? Isn't that cool running sport?
Yeah.
So I kind of researched it a bit. And they're looking for people who are pretty fast and powerful. I thought it was at the time. I really wasn't, but I thought it was. And I was like, oh, okay. And I emailed British Bobsleigh. And next thing you know, they invited me to I guess it was a trial. It was like a fitness day trial. In like 3 or 4 weeks' time. And I just thought, I've got nothing to lose.
Yes.
And if I do well, I could get that goal at the start I was saying about international athletes. So I was like, just give it a go. It turns out I was only 18 years old at the time. And I think there's around 15, 16 people there. And I got the second best there. And the person who beat me further down the line actually became a double Olympian. So
sure. Okay.
So they put me in their GB development squad, And then a year in the development squads, I get a phone call. We booked you a flight tomorrow to go to Switzerland. Can you go? And I was like, what? Yeah. And I was at university at the time, so I had to just sort everything out. And I was like, I'm not missing this opportunity. This is to get that goal I was talking about. Then I was at the World Junior Championships, and then everything just went well from there, really. And then I competed for GB up until the 2017-18 season. And we lost national lottery funding. And I just thought, do you know what? I can't afford to do this sport anymore.
Right.
And I gave it up, and I started just working. I have my sports injury clinic. Mm-hmm. And my first degree was in sports therapy, and I was doing my sports injury clinic stuff, and then I then started doing a master's degree in physio, and I was still running my business. And then walked through the door is a Jamaican bobsleigh driver, born and bred in Jamaica, but was living literally 10 minutes away from me. He's in the RAF. He's in the RAF regiment. He's a sniper. And he was like, "Oh, aren't you the GB bobsleigh guy?" And he knew my family. So I was like, "Oh, your dad's born in Jamaica, isn't he?" It's like, yeah. He goes, "Oh, why don't you come to Jamaica? Give it a go." I was like, stop from the sport. I don't think I'm coming back. Mm-mm. And then when he left the clinic, I couldn't stop thinking about what he said. And I thought, this is a good chance I've represented my birth country. Right. It'd be good to show my appreciation to my heritage as well. I thought this is my opportunity, and really made my dad proud. And around the time my grandma and granddad recently passed in Jamaica, so I thought it's a good time to honour them as well. Mm-hmm. So I thought, do you know what? I'll give it a go. And that's that. And then I just remember there was a lot of training with some of the UK-based team, a lot of the team based in Jamaica. And then, they wanted me on the team. I was the most experienced person from the GB team. And I had a lot of experience in the 4-man and 2-man sled. So we all met, there's 4 of us met in September. I remember it's September the 18th we landed.
Wow, okay.
And into 2021. Right. And one guy had never been on ice before. The other guy only had been pushed a handful of times. Never really pushed on a 4-man sled. And it was the driver who's never done a season of pushing a 2-man and a 4-man sled. He's only just focused on the 2-man. And me.
Okay.
And no coach. I was like, right, okay. What have I got myself into?
It's kind of like the second sequel of the movie.
Pretty much. It was pretty much like Cool Runnings 2.
Right.
It was honestly, if Disney understood what was going on, they'd make a second one, because it was literally, it's the same struggles, just in a different way.
Sorry, Disney, are you listening?
Disney.
Disney, yeah.
And we just, at the first 2 weeks, the coach came out in about 2.5 weeks. I was kind of, me and Shan, because the most experienced, we were just trying to coach everyone. We're in a thing called an ice house. So imagine a giant freezer where you can push a sled down the hill and it rolls back. You just practice your pushing.
Okay, right, yes.
And we were just 7 to 10 pushes a day, and training on top of that. We were just doing that every day. It was knackering, but we had to do it because you need to jumping in the sled's not easy as
you need to get in sync.
Yeah, you have to be in sync as well. Yeah. And then we literally had a month of doing that together, and then qualify races for Olympics. And then we just worked hard. It was just crazy. Our first sled, the first track was in Whistler, Canada. Fastest track in the world, going over 92 miles per hour.
Wow.
And then we got down to the end in the 4-man, giant hole under the sleds, it just totally broke. And then we had to literally get 2 people to drive 19 hours to Calgary in Canada and come back. It was just nuts. But yeah, we managed to do well enough in our races. And then I remember our last race of the season, we got my first international medal for bobsleigh. We just nipped the South Koreans, and we qualified for the Olympics. And I was like, oh my God, that was crazy. And at doing that, I was still doing my master's degree at the same time and running the business. So it was just crazy. It was a massive relief. And then by the time Olympics came, my master's degree was done, and then we went to Olympics. Fortunately, we came 28th. It's kind of, we don't have the facilities, the funding to have the equipment that good teams have. It's like F1.
Yeah.
You see Ferrari, there's always Ferrari, Red Bull, and Mercedes at the top. Exactly the same. Our sled was borrowed from Canada, what was like over 20 years old.
Okay.
Whereas other sleds had 1-year-old sleds, what we put in wind turbines in this. It's like having an iPhone, the first ever iPhone versus the newest. It's impossible, but our performance was good. As I'm pushing down, the drive was good, and it was great fun. And it was the first time in 24 years that Jamaica had a 4-man sled at Olympics from the Cool Runnings movie. Yeah. From them.
Wow.
What was really cool. So we're part of history. But
you got up and did what you had to do despite the obstacles. It's not, well, we're not going to go because we don't have the best gear.
That's it.
You know, let's just do it.
Let's just do it. Let's show. Yeah. We always kind of say, like, you know, as Jamaicans, nothing can get in our way. When the Jamaicans put their mind and heart to something, they'll achieve it no matter what, and we did.
It's absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah. So
I think the big thing, getting to the Olympics.
That was the gold medal.
That's the
for
thing.
Me.
You know, that's it. That's the gold.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That was gold to us, and then we just said, let's just make the country proud now.
Yeah.
We've got here, let's do our best, and that was that.
And how was it? I mean, how was the country's support?
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So many messages, even just private messages. Funny enough, like Jamaica, we had a lot of, like, we're on the news a lot and stuff, but people just messaging me, and then even with the whole world, I think they understood, like, the struggle. And I was getting messages from Poland, even Iraq, Saudi Arabia, everywhere. Yeah. But Jamaicans were so supportive. They were just great.
That's fantastic.
It was awesome.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So and after the bobsledding.
Yeah. So after bobsleigh, I kind of just thought, wow, can we top that really? And really, I was the youngest in the team. I was 29 years young at the time, not year old.
Yeah.
And the others, I'm not sure if they're still going to do it. Still don't know now. And we don't have the money really to get that equipment what we need. Because if I want to go, Olympics again, but I want to do well. I don't want to go there just to come 28th again.
Yeah, yeah.
And I feel like we need it's a lot of sacrifice. Your whole life sacrifice to that sport. So it's 6 months out of the country. And then that 6 months you're off. You probably get a month and a half break of just chilling out. Then you're training. But then who's going to pay bills and all this and that? And I just don't think I can afford it. And I feel like I've done what I need to do. I've helped.
Absolutely.
It's set up the next generation now. We've got eyes on the sport again. We've got more funding than we did have.
Brilliant.
Hopefully that then they can surpass what we've done. That's what I hope they do. And I'll still support them.
Woken up the giant.
That's it.
Set the foundation and then hand it over the reins.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
And then from there, I kind of thought, definitely going to have at least a year off at sea. And I loved the weightlifting part of my training, especially the compound lifts.
Yes.
So I entered the powerlifting comp afterwards. It's called the angling bench, and I won. I lifted not loads compared to what I can do. I lifted 180, and I was like, oh.
How does that make you feel, Simon? The first bench
kilos,
comp, 180 kilos. Bench.
After Olympics, yeah. And then...
Sorry, this is squat, you mean? No, bench.
And then I was like... So that qualified for nationals.
Yeah.
And then I was like, cool. Then I did another comp a week before.
It's so nice that 180 kilo bench press more than qualified you for nationals. Yeah. Right.
And then, like, 4 weeks before the bench nationals, I did a full power meet, and I got a 702 kg total. So a 245 squat. What annoyed me, I should have done more because it moved right.
Yeah.
A 182 bench. I got 190 up, but I got 2 red lights because the bar kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, just like kind of dipped down.
You walked in, okay.
And then I got a 275 deadlift.
Right.
And then 4 weeks later, I lifted 192.5 at the bench nationals and won that.
Okay.
And now I'm here in wonderful, beautiful South Africa. Hopefully, my aim is to get 200. Training's going really well. We'll see what the coaches allow me to do and stuff. But I really want to get 200.
You know they're open to bribery with steak.
Okay.
So if you give them steak, they'll let you do better numbers.
I'll take that to consideration.
Okay.
And then now it's just kind of the athlete in me hasn't died yet.
Yeah.
I don't think it ever will. But it's still like raging.
Right.
And I just want to really be successful in this sport. And then I have future ambitions of like building a powerlifting club. Funny enough, kind of similar to when we were chatting earlier. So
Yes.
there's a lot of it'd be more focused. It'd be adults as well, but first at kids. There's a lot of kids out there who have so much anger in them, and if you can guide them in the right way, and that anger can be taken out on the weights, and then you can actually be a friend to them and stuff. I think that I would like to do a powerlifting club, but there'd be like sessions for that.
Yes.
So, but it's nothing I've got in paper and organised them now. But me and my friend, who I coach him, we want to do a powerlifting club. Cause where I live in Peterborough, there isn't any.
Right.
There's no powerlifting club nearby. So
sure.
you have to go like an hour drive.
you know, the thing with this sport, which is incredible for guys and for girls, but particularly young men, where you said there's anger. You know, you don't see a future for yourself potentially. You've had a very difficult upbringing. There's minimal self-value, minimal self-worth, and there's opportunities to be out on the street taking drugs, getting into trouble. But then the ego gets involved when there's weights.
Yes.
Now, do I go out and drink and drug and then I'm going to be benching less than you in a month's time, or do I stay in the gym?
Precisely.
And that's the most beautiful thing, where it gives them the opportunity. And that's such a healthy environment.
Absolutely. Like, I would say probably I am addicted to gym.
Yep.
But there's worse things to be addicted to, isn't
Absolutely.
there? And I'm doing it in a smart way. I as a physio myself, I make sure I don't get injured, especially in a good way, and it's just fun. And the powerlifting community is brilliant. You'll get the competitor cheering you on in your lift. Like, what other sport does that?
I think if we can talk about that, absolutely. I mean, that's what I love. Like,
it's just, the community is the thing what kept me in the sport, really, because there's no silly egos, really. It's just everyone's supportive of each other, and you just make friends everywhere. And it's great.
You know, that's it. With the guys you got going up against are the ones cheering the loudest for you.
They're the ones cheering the loudest, and they're the ones straight away giving you, well done, man. Just when I won nationals, I did it. I can't even pronounce the word, strategically, where I was going to lift just a little bit heavier than the person coming second, just so I could get here. Did 190, then 192, and the first person I did, first person I kind of went to after my coach was him. Shook hands, say, "That was a great comp, man. Like, well done. That was awesome." Yeah. Because you just want. I like competitiveness. Like, if you just go and going to win by 15 kilos, it's like great on me. But
what's the challenge?
I want to be pushed, and I like the challenge. I like being under pressure. Just liking that. Maybe I need that adrenaline again from that Olympic start line. I like pressure, and I like the challenge. So
That's when the guys are nipping at your heels or you chasing them. That's what makes it amazing.
Precisely that.
And there is no ego. But it's a wonderful weapon to use with the youth to keep them in the gym and get them hooked. And they get them eating healthy, living healthy.
And then all them things together, and then there's job opportunities. They can do you know, I want to become a PT or strength conditioning coach or go into this and go into that. And then you get beautiful guns like these.
Absolutely, 100%. Simon, it's yours. Come on, it might be a bit bigger than you. Oh no, but you know, and it's even we've seen it with some of the guys who have come through our academy, where they whether they're getting a bursary or they're applying for a bursary or scholarship, and you go with a certificate. I got bronze at nationals or silver or gold at provincials. It shows that there's a work ethic there, and it puts them in such better stead for a job or a scholarship or an opportunity.
And that's it. And then if you get them working hard in powerlifting, you just kind of then say, look, if you transfer that effort into this, you can achieve anything you want, really.
Absolutely.
There's no limits now.
Because you lifted weight you believed you never could. So now now you can question everything else.
Everything. So that's the challenge I bring.
And for you, the future?
So the future of me is hopefully I'll progress well in powerlifting. I would ideally like to be.
How would your coach feel if he heard you say, "Hopefully, if I progress well"?
You best make me strong.
Exactly.
No, my coach now he's fair play to him. He spotted me at the angling bench I talked about, and then he just offered to train me. And
brilliant.
He's a really good guy. It's a shame he's not in South Africa, actually. But, yeah, big up Alpha Core.
So we can do a follow-up chat with him online with the two of you.
Yeah.
You know, that's the beauty of the world we live in now.
Exactly,
It's like just do a Zoom call, yeah. Which is what we're actually planning to do. We want to follow up on all of the conversations that we're having.
Oh, brilliant. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, fantastic.
But yeah.
So, okay, so getting stronger?
Getting strong as possible. I want to see if there is such thing as limits, and that's full power and bench only.
Right.
I even think, who knows, I might just try cryptid just for fun.
Yeah.
Why not? Why just limit myself to classic? But at the moment, I want to focus on classic. I've got a few records to break, hopefully, and then kind of go from there. And I want people to know my name in this sport
as well.
Yeah,
okay, fantastic.
Nice. And you got to work hard for that.
So, if someone was thinking about coming into the sport, what would you tell them? Why should they join powerlifting?
Why should join powerlifting is one, you've got a whole community, kind of worldwide, who will support you. You're gonna improve your health, and that's not just because you're building muscle mass. That's building about diet and load management, all this and that. It can bring job opportunities, and it will show you that you can achieve stuff that you didn't think you would be able to do before.
Yes,
which can be transferred to anywhere in life. And you have good fun.
Right, and you have great fun. All right, fantastic. Ashley, thank you for your time, man.
Oh, thank you.
It's actually been wonderful chatting.
Yeah.
I mean, just before we finish, is there anything you'd like to add? Anything you'd like to touch on?
Nothing in particular, really. Just all the athletes here, wish them the best of luck. South Africa's a lovely country. The first ever time in Africa.
Right.
And I love it so far.
Fantastic.
I'm fed up of being cold in England as well, so thank you for the sun.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful country so far, and I'm going to experiment more with food after my competition, and yeah, I love it so far.
All right, excellent. All right, Ash, thank you for your time, man.
Thank you, man.
Lovely to chat as well.
Cheers.
Let me end that up, and then